Well, time is running out for voters to get in line before the polls close at 8 p.m.
And thankfully, only a few minor glitches are being reported today. And for more on today's election, we are joined now by Oakland University political science professor Dave Giulio. And seems like, learning from 2020, all of the election officials have taken every precaution. Things are going about as well as can be expected.
It sure seems like it. There are always glitches. There are always a few minor things here or there. But let's remember that these folks are professionals and they prepare for this year-round, and heck, even in those off years, they are getting ready for Election Day.
Well, it seems like both campaigns have lawyered up and they're ready to take on whatever comes their way, if it be a defeat. And you heard Donald Trump just earlier today at a polling place say, hey, here's the deal. If this is a fair election, I will not contest it. I will accept it. How confident are you that the tone it feels a little bit different than it did 4 years ago?
It does feel a little bit different, but I would expect, frankly, both sides to use whatever legitimate means and avenues that there are in front of them should they think something has gone wrong. And that's the key word there is legitimate, right? And there are those in place, and part of the law, part of the process that they can turn to should they want to ask a question or raise a challenge. They're there, and by all means, pursue those legal and lawful ways of doing it.
Does it depend on really how much of a gap there is in the voting count? I mean, if it's close, they'll probably contest it.
Sure,
you're
much more likely to see questions asked or challenges raised if it's incredibly close, right? The wider the margin, I think the less likely it is that there will be some sort of challenge after the fact.
With that, though, how soon could we see election results? We keep hearing, maybe later tonight, maybe in a few days. I mean, what are you hearing, and what do you think, given the circumstances?
Again, I think it depends on how close it is, right? If we see, for instance, all of the swing states go in one direction, well, that's an electoral college sizable margin. And in that case, we probably know earlier. But if we see, like we think could happen, one candidate take these particular swing states, the other candidate take those particular swing states, and it comes down to just a handful of electoral votes, 4 or 5, it's going to play out for probably a couple days.
And so you look at these big swing states, of course, Michigan being one of them, and you start kind of doling out the swing state votes to the electoral here, Trump here, Harris here, and at the end you kind of split the 7 states. Now those smaller states that didn't seem like they were in play become in play, like New Hampshire, right?
Absolutely, and we've seen the Trump campaign, maybe it's wishful thinking, go to places that have not been on that list of swing states this time around. New Hampshire's one of them. Virginia is another. And I think that, we'll see by the end of the night if we think we're on a track for those to really matter.
What about Iowa? Because we heard, of course, that it was going one way, and then there was more hope for Harris in Iowa all of a sudden. Do you see that swinging that way to a blue?
There was a poll out over the weekend, one that has a really good track record, but it's such an outlier from everything else we're seeing. It's probably worth it to check in on Iowa, right, as the early results are coming in to see if there's anything to pay more attention to. But my bet is it stays red, and we're just down to those 7.
What about a state that might not be up to speed in terms of voting technology or taking all the proper precautions? Are we taking a look, maybe a special look at a certain state, certain area that may have some issues that we're anticipating?
Well, I think it's probably a state that has had issues in the past, right? And I think we're seeing, or just items from earlier in the day, right? There are some reports in Georgia of some bomb threats that are attributed to Russia, right? I mean, it's crazy stuff. There's apparently a problem in Milwaukee with some tabulators that weren't quite secured, and they're going to have to recount the absentee votes. That'll probably delay things, but nothing major. We'll just keep our eye on it.
Dave, we're going to see you in about 40 minutes on The Pulse on a special edition at 7:30. Oakland University political science professor Dave Giulio with us here tonight. We'll be hearing from you throughout the evening.
All right, thanks, Dave.